Welcome to another session of One True Champion. Kristen Keith joined by the Big 12 insider, Wendell Barnhouse. Let's run down the weekend's events, starting with football. There were 3 games on the slate, and in the big one, Kansas came close to beating TCU, but the Horned Frogs were able to pull it out. Meanwhile, Oklahoma defeated Texas Tech, and Texas got another win, this time over Oklahoma State.
Well, Kristen, we're going to see if style points matter in the college football playoff here. As you mentioned, TCU had to rally in the second half for a 4-point victory at Kansas. But it was a victory, and keep in mind the defending national champions, they went on the road and had to rally and win by 4. Now, TCU's next game will be on Thanksgiving night at Texas, and the Longhorns became bowl eligible with a dominating 28-7 victory at Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma bounced back, and like TCU, had to rally in the second half to win at Texas Tech. The Sooners trailed 21-7 early in the third quarter, but they won as Samaje Perine went over 1,000 yards for the season by gaining 213 yards and scoring 3 touchdowns.
Moving along to basketball, both men's and women's teams tipped off their season this past weekend. So, Wendell, how did everybody look?
Well, pretty great start for both the men and the women. The Big 12 is the only Power 5 conference to get through the opening weekend with a perfect record as the 10 teams went 13-0. 10th-ranked Texas was maybe the most impressive. They had 2 victories by 35 and 32 points. The women's teams went 11-1. But the competition is going to really heat up this week. Both men's and women's teams are featuring some top non-conference games.
Like Kansas this Tuesday night when they play Kentucky and Indianapolis. Moving along to volleyball, Texas grabbed the Big 12 title in women's volleyball. What's it going to take for the Longhorns to get back to that national championship, Wendell?
Well, Kristen, Texas is 20-1 overall and 12-1 in Big 12 play. That one loss came to Oklahoma, the team that the Longhorns beat in 5 sets Saturday night to clinch this season's title. Now, last week I had a chance to talk with UT coach Jared Elliott on the Big 12 volleyball podcast, and he mentioned that when his team functions on all phases, that it's capable of reaching the Final Four and maybe winning a national championship. Now, last year the Longhorns rolled to 4 victories to reach the Final Four, but got stunned by Wisconsin in the semifinals. Elliott said that loss has been a motivating factor for this team this season.
Well, hopefully they can get back to the national championship. This year, instead of Seattle, it's in Oklahoma City, and that's December 17th through 19th. That's it for One True Champion. Thanks for watching. For Wendell Barnhouse and Kristen Keith, we'll see you next week.